Harp on Sports, the Bar, podcast, media, audio, and radio network. What do we have in store for you on this edition of the program? A little NCAA or NCAA angling as Charlie Baker, new president of the NCAA, coming from Massachusetts, right? Was the governor there? Wants to pay players, wants to break off the upper echelon of college sports, wants to bring NIL in-house. Revolutionary and necessary. Why? You got to go forward, gang. The good old days are done. Not going to happen. This love and respect and admiration for the way things used to be, it's over. It's like aging in reverse. You're not getting younger. So we're going to look at this and what his plans are, and did he go far enough, at least with his initial assessments? So we're going to dive into that. A little Trevor's tale as Trevor Lawrence, the golf cart, the mess that the Jaguars have themselves in, a former employee, Amit Patel, steals $22 million. Not a good 48 hours for the Jaguars franchise. And why the Trevor Lawrence thing is Trevor's fault. I know. So we're going to look at that. And wrap with a little tourney timeout. As the NBA's in-season tournament, I think it's been great. There's another sport that should follow suit. Harp on Sports, the Bar, podcast, media, audio, radio network. Follow, share, like, subscribe. At Harp on Sports Twitter, at Harp on Sports Instagram, Harp on Sports auditory route into the bar, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Buzzsprout. Harp on Sports YouTube page, Harp on Sports, the Facebook page, and of course, harponsports.com. All right. NCAA angling. Charlie Baker, new president of the NCAA, comes out this week and talks about a variety of things, including creating a $30,000 trust for student athletes in upper echelon programs. What are upper echelon programs? You talked about a new subdivision of the NCAA that would be around 100 schools, he believes. So let's do the math really quick on this, gang. You've got what? Between 16 and 20 in your four major conferences. So if they all go to 20, that gets you to 80. So we're talking about 5 conferences at 20 a pop. Is that where we're headed here? And look, there's some schools that aren't part of the Power 5 or soon to be Power 4 that can afford to do this. Notre Dame's not a part of it, right? Probably can afford to do it. What are some other programs out there that aren't Power 5 that can afford to do it? Maybe the Boise States of the world. Of course, Washington State, Oregon State. See, now we start to tie Army, Navy. We start to connect the dots here on some of this stuff. And what do we learn with what Charlie Baker is saying? Well, NIL needs to go in-house. You have attorneys arguing, well, that the athletes need to be treated like employees at some point. Here's the problem. You have people trying to hold on to the past, and you have the money moving at the speed of light with NIL, with opportunities to pay these guys, and anybody that's holding on to the past, it's over. I don't know what to tell you, gang. It's over. It's like when you get older, you can't come back. You're not going to get younger. I look at the NCAA now, at least adjusting and growing to remain relevant alongside. And here's the secret thing, the thing that major college sports aren't going to tell you. They kind of need the NCAA to deflect lawsuits. They need the NCAA to police things because they sure as hell don't want to do it. They have no part of it. After watching the college football selection committee and what happened, NCAA, major institutions are looking around going, we don't want to be a part of this, man. Somebody's got to take the blame for some of this stuff. That's why the NFL loves Roger Goodell, the owners. He is a gigantic sponge for all their garbage. He takes it all, takes all the heat, soaks all of it in. And the NCAA does that for major college sports. So as Charlie Baker says these things, you see commissioners from the major conferences come out and go, yeah, we like this. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Why? Because they thought they could run things. And what happened? They became in charge and they realized, wait a second, we don't know what we're doing. Everybody wants to be in charge until they're in charge. And then it becomes a mess. Then it's not as easy as you think. That's why anybody that says, these athletes get too much, they don't deserve anymore, they don't need anymore. Too late, gang. It's over. College sports, anybody that's trying to hold on to not paying these guys or we're not going to move forward here, it's the equivalent of thinking your teeth are going to grow back. They're not. Oh, I need a root canal. I need this tooth pulled. How do I get a new one? You don't. Only part of the body that can't heal itself. That's what this is. So I was looking at this and saying, if I'm the NCAA and I'm major conferences in college football, I like the fact that Charlie Baker's come out and basically said what we need to do and how we need to do it. And we can just kind of sit back and let him run with it here and tweak this and change it where we need to. And we're going to be in good shape here in a year or so. They keep asking Congress for help. Congress keeps saying, you figure it out. We're not, no. Nice try. It's funny how everybody wants government out of business, except when they can't control their business. Then they want government to come in and regulate their business. This is just ridiculous. And at this point, the NCAA held on to, or I should say the NCAA. This all goes back to the greed of school presidents and the greed of athletic directors and siphoning off money and doing new television networks and doing new contracts. They want to make all the decisions, but they want none of the responsibility that comes with those decisions. They just don't. And the NCAA now is saying, we're about ready to become not relevant here. How do we do it? We're going to come up with a plan. And it's not a bad plan. Look, we're going to ask you, major institutions, to fork over $30,000 to pay your athletes in this trust. And on top of that, we are going to ask that you bring your NIL stuff in-house. You pay for it. It's kind of smart. It's not fair that okay. They're going to rewrite the book here. They're going to rewrite this rule. They're going to rewrite this rule to, okay, NIL money comes from inside. Now, should you salary cap it? Yeah, you probably should. And you make these guys employees, you offer them contracts. Here's the root of this. If you're longing for the past and want things to go back, they're not going to happen. You need to fix them in the present. Remember back in the 80s when gas was 78 cents a gallon? It's not coming back. I wish it was. It's not. Remember how cool it was to go to the drive-in? Sorry, gang. Rent a movie at Blockbuster. Sorry, gang. It's funny that everybody talks about how they miss the good old days while they tweet it on their iPhone. But it's ridiculous, right? Think about that premise. But if I'm sitting here and I am major Division I college football and they're talking about breaking away, creating their own division, subdivision at the top, they kind of already are there. These guys are going to pay. Maybe the next division doesn't have to pay. And then you have yourself a conch line. You already got guys leaving. Hey, a guy from my alma mater left Western Michigan to go to Florida State. Why? Get more money, can do more things. It's just the way it's going to work. You make them contracted employees. It's not as easy to move around. The transfer portal's out of control. Is it? Yeah, you bet it is. Well, you got to fix it. And this is a way to fix it. $30,000 trust. Private trust. Is that what we're calling this? Yes. $30,000 in a trust. You come in, you sign a 2-year contract. 2-year contract. You can leave after those 2 years. You have to sit out half the next season, then you can play. That's how you do this. NIL's in-house. We're going to salary cap. Each team can spend $3 million in NIL. We catch you spending any more than $3 million on NIL, we're going to crack you. That's how you have to do it. Just how you have to do it. Well, they'll still do secret handshakes under the table. Oh, okay. And then the NCAA just comes out point blank and says, we catch you paying players under the table. We're going to give you $3 million if we catch you. If we catch you, you make the punishment so severe, it's a 3-year postseason ban. That's kind of what you have to do. That's what you have to do. So I love it's a plan. It's a path. It'll be tweaked. It'll be changed, but it's an attempt to actually fix this thing. It's growth. It's progress. And you may hate it. Doesn't matter if you hate it. You have to do it. Well, I don't like this. Doesn't matter if you don't like it. I don't like a lot of things. I don't like paying for car insurance. I don't get in a wreck. I don't get my money back. I don't like paying for parking in an airport when I'm gone and all my car does is sit there. Because you don't like it, doesn't mean it doesn't go away. Way it is. I don't like getting gray hair. Way it works. So, NCAA angling, I like what Charlie Baker is up to. All right, let's pivot here. Trevor's tale. This whole saga with Trevor Lawrence and hurting his ankle and high ankle sprain and refusing to get on a golf cart and Doug Peterson and having a security guard, shoulder him down the hallway, and you had the camera in the hallway there at Everbank and national host criticizing and Jaguar players snapping back. And look, you have to realize when it comes to a situation like this, and you are a franchise quarterback, people are blaming everybody but the wrong person here. This is Trevor's fault. Not his fault that he got hurt, but why this controversy is in place. You are the franchise quarterback from a franchise that has been one of the worst 5 franchises in the NFL the last 2 decades. They had 1 or maybe 2 solid years in the last 20. And you're their guy, the guy that they have pined for, the guy that they have wanted, the guy that they finally got. You owe it to all those people not to be Johnny Hardass. Get on the golf cart. Look, I'm going to tough this out. Why? Show my teammates that I mean business. Great. Maybe get hurt even more. Maybe get hurt even more. I'm going to play with... I need my quarterback healthy. If this is the case, and you're going to play this, I'm tough. Oh, he's so tough. He's so tough. That I never want to see Trevor Lawrence slide ever again. Take the hit, run over the linebacker. No, he's got to be what? He's got to be smart. Trevor Lawrence ever runs out of bounds again, you tell me the difference between Trevor Lawrence being hurt and I refuse a golf cart. I'm gonna risk injury even more because I'm tough. And Trevor Lawrence running with the football and ducking out of bounds. If you're so tough, run over the linebacker. No, you got to be smart. No, you got to be smart. Exactly. Get on the damn golf cart. He refused. Oh, big stud. Trevor, you have to be smarter than this. You owe it to that city that hasn't won squat ever. You owe it to that fan base that wants to see a winner. You are the quote-unquote savior. You need to act like it. Other guys can be macho and tough. You're the quarterback. You have to be smart. You have to be smart. He refused to get on. This is also where Doug Peterson needs to walk over and say, but I know what you're trying to do. I appreciate it. Please get on the cart. We can't do this without you, man. Get on the cart. Get on the cart, man. We need you. And if he gets wheeled off on the cart, nobody thinks anything of it. The fake walk off the field and, well, not the fake, but I'm walking with the security guard. Now you've led to 48 hours of this, and you can do this us against the world. It just wasn't very smart. It wasn't cerebral. And as a quarterback of this, you got to be smarter than the situation. Oh, the fan base is going to endear. They're going to love him even more. So what? They love him anyway. Imagine if he'd have slipped. It's just not very smart. Your franchise quarterback needs to understand how important he is. Franchise quarterbacks slide. Franchise quarterbacks get down. Franchise quarterbacks avoid hits because they're trying to preserve themselves. We have unnecessary roughness, late hit on the quarterback. We protect the quarterback. Illegal hands of the fake because we're trying to protect the quarterback. The league is built to protect the quarterback, but if the quarterback doesn't protect himself, so I want to hear, he's just showing out. He's just, man. All right, then run over the linebacker next time you're in the open field. Foul machismo, baby. I don't buy it. I don't. You can fall for it. I don't. It's the same type of people that, I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm at Lambeau. I'm at Soldier Field. I'm in Kansas City. It's Buffalo. It's 19 degrees out. I don't have a shirt on. Look how tough I am. No, you're not tough. You're not. Sorry. That's not tough. When you knowingly choose to freeze your nipples off, that's not tough. Stop it. Going out and working in sub-degree weather to install, make sure electrical lines and gas lines get back and up and operating because a city in Northern America, Minnesota, is frozen and the power's out. That's tough. You watch me. I have no shirt on. My nipples are cold at Lambeau. You're not tough. You're not. Foul tough. Not buying it. Oh, what a warrior. Oh, yeah. You can fall for it. I'm not. So this, Trevor Lawrence, and then you have, I wrote down this too. In a football term, what happened with Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence going to miss any significant time? They'll go 500 if he's gone. If he misses 2 games, they'll go 1-1. If he misses 4, they'll go 2-2. Who knows how long he's going to be out for? This is going to linger, though. This type of thing doesn't go away. It lingered for Patrick Mahomes all postseason last year. So this is going to be with him the rest of the year. You look at what it does. Let's face it. It's the Ravens and it's the Dolphins duking it out for the 1 seed in the AFC. And the Chiefs and the Jaguars duking it out for the 3rd and 4th seed. The Chiefs may win a tiebreaker over the Dolphins. Dolphins' schedule is garbage the rest of the way. So Dolphins or the Ravens, whichever one gets the 1, the other one's probably going to get the 2. Chiefs will probably get the 3, maybe. Jags get the 4. And then you start lining up the Texans. Who else? If the Bills can squeak back in here, they have to beat the Chiefs. The Bengals still have a pulse. The Colts are playing better. Browns are still hanging around. Broncos are still hanging around. So you got that whole jumble there, but that's what the AFC looks like. It's what happened this last weekend with the Chiefs losing to Green Bay and the Jags and Lawrence getting hurt. These 2 franchises that looked to be the top 2 seeds a month ago are now surrendering that to the Ravens and the Dolphins. That's what's happened. Speaking of something that's happened, Amit Patel, I think that's how you pronounce his name. This dude stole $22 million from the Jaguars front office. It's not funny, but it is because the way he did it so simple. He did it by cooking the books on business expenses. He just doubled up the business expenses. If somebody traveled, he counted it times 2 and took the money from the second count to rack up $22 million in expenses. And what was he? He was buying cryptocurrency and gambling and it's not funny, but it's hard. How do you siphon $22 million away? This isn't like the Office Space or Superman Scheme 3 or Superman 3 scheme where you round up fractions of a penny. This guy was like, oh, so-and-so went on a business trip and $2,200. We'll just make that $4,400. We'll double up the meals. We'll double up this. We'll double up this. We'll submit it. We'll take the money and go. That's what he was doing. It's hard to siphon $22 million off of something. He did it for a while. It's a lot of money to steal from a franchise. Think about this. If the franchise is worth $1 billion, 100 million is 10%. 10 million is 1%. This guy basically stole 1% or 2 of the franchise's value right in his pocket. Clever, creative. How he did it. Got caught. You look around and go, how does this happen? How does this happen? Well, you got a guy in accounting that's good with numbers. When people steal, it's usually the money people, right? The person not stealing $22 million isn't the custodial staff or the groundskeeper. Oh, what happened to the scoreboard? That's right. It's always somebody in accounting. White collar crime, man. So Amit Patel's going to go away for a while. One to wrap with this. In-season tournament. The NBA in-season tournament, I think it's been great. Is it revolutionary? No, but it's different. The first 2 months of the season when you're competing with the National Football League and college football, not much going on. These in-season tournament games on Friday nights have been interesting. They've been interesting. You're playing the same amount of games. At least they count towards something. It's creative. I like it. I do. Why not? It's a competitive way to do things. Way back in the day when I was in high school, we had in-season conference basketball tournaments. They were okay. They're fun. Why not? In the middle of the hockey season, sometimes we break for the Olympics. Why not? Now, it got me thinking. I'd love to see it in Major League Baseball. Why not? Major League Baseball, and the problem with it in baseball is you're going to have to expand and get to 32 first because you need that nice little bracket to get there. And I know the NBA didn't round robin, and I get it. But baseball, what I would do is you do the first 2 weeks of the season, April and May, and then the first week in June, you do this. You do this the first week in June. And if you have 32 teams, you regionalize them. And you could do this, you could do the same sites. You could make this really, really fun. You really could. And if you really wanted to make it interesting, you could do it at minor league parks to create interest and take baseball to small and let people come and see it. You could really make this cool if you wanted to. And I was sitting here thinking about this. How I would do it is if you have 32 teams, now baseball's going to have to expand before we get there. They're at 30, they get to 32. Think about this. On a Monday, if you have 32, well, on Wednesday, you have 16. If you want to give a day off, you don't have to give a day off. 32, Monday. The next day, you have 16. And if you have 4 teams in one stadium, then you can easily do this. So Monday, you play, and you get from 32 to 16 winners. And then the losers play each other in a consolation. Then you just have to kind of branch off. So everybody has to keep playing the same amount of games because then baseball gets skewered at the end, right? Or you don't count them, which I kind of think you have to. That's what I would like to see. Start off with 32 on Monday. You all play Monday. You're down to 16 on Tuesday. You all play on Tuesday. Now you're down to 8. You take Wednesday off. You go to one final site or you go to 2 sites for 8. So you got 4 and 4 more. Those 2 teams, those play each other on Thursday, Friday. Take Saturday off. Sunday, there you go. You got your championship. It's a week long. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, Sunday championship. 5 games in 7 days. Why not? It'll be fun. In-season baseball tournament. Here we go. And the losers branch off. And now the problem with this is just like if it's a single elimination, just like there's a team that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 to win it. There's a team that's going to lose all 5 of these suckers too. It's just mathematical how that works. Is the losers branch off and the winners branch off. That'd be a rough pill to swallow to go 0-5 that week. So we go 5-0 that week. I think it'd be fun. So baseball, I'd love to see something like this. Again, first week in June. You got April and May. All right, here's a week, June 1st through June 7th. Here we go, in-season baseball tournament. Oh, boom, boom, boom. 1 week, gone, done. Next. You don't have to make this too complicated. Make it simple. Make it fun. Do 8 sites. 8 sites. 8 sites to start. 4 in each. 32. How do we determine those 8? Fine. The 8 division winners from the year before. So if we only have 5 divisions, 6 divisions. Yeah, you're right. We have 6 divisions. That's why expansion is necessary to get to 32. Or, fine. You want to do this? Fine. Then the final 4 teams from the playoffs the year before. They're your host sites. Who are the final 4 in each division or each league? Dun, da, da, da. There's how you reward them. Or whoever's in first place when it rolls around. There's all sorts of things you can do. Anyway. Probably need to do them in dome stadiums too, because of weather. That's probably, you'd want to do any place where you could put a roof on. Those suckers in Miami. Of course, you can do it in Dallas, Milwaukee. Well, start picking places that have lids on them. That's how you solve Seattle. That's how you solve this. Arizona. One can dream. Baseball should do this. Harp on Sports, the VAR Podcast Media Audio Radio Network. Follow, share, like, subscribe. At Harp on Sports Twitter, at Harp on Sports Instagram, Harp on Sports, Auditory Route, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Harp on Sports Facebook page, Harp on Sports, the YouTube channel, and of course, check us out, harponsports.com. Remember, stay clean, stay focused, stay strong. Frankenstein, phone with your friends.